on, but I can't do it. Just cut that out, cut. Joyce has promised everybody that we're going to show them how we go about getting our water source up to our water tank. And when we first moved here, I met this preacher of this church, very nice man, and he offered to let me get water here, so that's very generous of them. So I always come here to the side. I've got my own short hose because I found out through trial and error, if you use a long hose, it takes a long time to fill up. If you use a short hose, it almost cut the fill up time in half. So, and the way it is now, it takes about 20 minutes to fill up. Used to take almost an hour. And since the water's sitting still, I always put a little bit of bleach in it. Sometimes I put it in the tank at home, and then sometimes I'll put it in right here. I like to put it in this tank every now and then because it keeps the bacteria out of the inside of the tank, and we don't want to get sick from bacteria. It doesn't take much. Maybe in our 1,100 gallon tank at home, it takes about a cup of bleach to do it. So now we just set in the truck and wait for it to fill up. Yurt's just down below. I'll pull up here right to the edge, and it's kind of scary if you haven't done it before, because you get right on the edge, pull the truck up. I know exactly where to stop it, and now we'll go. Only takes probably about 12 to 13, 14 minutes for it to drain into the tank. It's a much bigger, that's 2-inch PVC pipe right there, so there's a lot of water going through there. And my estimate is right, when we drain this tank into it, we should have that, the green tank should be about 3/4 full, and that's roughly about 800 gallons. And I would say on a daily average, we probably use about 100 gallons a day, somewhere in that range. And now we just wait for it to empty out. Look at the beautiful mountains while the water's draining.
And we meet again. It is rainy and cloudy. I am living in the middle of a cloud today, which is good because then I can stay anywhere where I wanted in the yurt because there were no shadows. So, since the last time I recorded, I've rearranged our living area, and my little rocker is no longer in front of the wood-burning stove. It's kind of tucked over here in a corner where all of my yarny projects are always tucked. And I slid the sofa down a little bit so that the end of it, if you're sitting on that end, you can now look out the back door and look out over the mountains, and you can be kind of in front of the wood-burning stove. We put a screen door on back there. So I thought it would be fun to sit there in the spring and summer and look out with the door open, look out over the mountain. I will show you the screen door next podcast because I'm not finished tweaking it yet, and I still have the inside of it to paint and some things on the outside to do. So I'll show you all of that the next time. But here we are in the middle of our yurt, and with our cuppa. I have coffee from the Knit Coffee Co. And I have, what kind of creamer did I put in it? Chocolate mocha, no, not chocolate mocha, peppermint mocha. So that's what's in, it's cold now. It's what I had this morning. And it's no longer warm, but that's okay. I still love it. So what have I been doing? You saw the promo or the opening section, our water story. I hope you enjoyed that. It's a bit primitive, but we have no issues with it. Yeah, it is. Takes a minute for Todd, a couple minutes for Todd a couple times a week, but that's just kind of like his downtime, and he just goes and sits and listens to his podcast that he listens to, and kind of relaxes while the one tank fills up, brings it back up here, fills the other tank up. We have running water, we have hot water, so you may find that just a little interesting. And someday our goal is to have a well, but like I said the last episode, the depth that they have to drill is just astronomical in price, and then it has to be fracked so that you get some kind of water pressure, and then you don't even have the guarantee that they'll hit water. Though everyone around here has hit water, so I don't think that's really going to be an issue because we have the trout stream down there, and I just feel like they're going to hit water, but it's all the costs that lead up to it. So this is our solution as of now. So I need to look at my notes here just to see what we have been doing. I wanted to start. Okay, first, before I get into all of the details of what's been going on as far as our little community, I want to welcome the new viewers, the new subscribers. Thank you. Welcome. Make yourself at home. Feel free to leave a comment. Introduce yourself to me. I don't have a Ravelry group just because I don't have the time for that. I rarely go on Ravelry, and basically if I go on Ravelry, it's to look up a pattern or to buy a pattern. Instagram is my main source of social media, and I have been going on and putting on the socks that I have been knitting for Marta, because as a new designer, she needed projects. So being a test knitter, I have been going on there and loading my test knits for her, but other than that, I really don't go on there. So there is a Ravelry group on there from when I first started the Ruby Moss Cottage podcast, but I have long since kind of dropped the ball on that. So this is our hub. You can feel free to leave comments, or you can follow me on Instagram. I'm also Ruby Moss Cottage on Instagram, and I also have an account on there called I See Flowers by RMC, and that is where I make all of my vintage makes. All right, we need to have a discussion about that. I have had an Etsy shop. However, I'm a bit miffed at Etsy right now. I got an email from them on March 1st saying that they had tried to take out the money I owed them and the payment process wouldn't work. And so if I did not get back to them, they would suspend my Etsy account. Okay, that was March 1st. I don't think I saw that email until like March 2nd or 3rd. And so, you know, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, that's not right. I know that account is, I know, okay, because we're talking about 60 cents. They were all worked up that they could not withdraw the 60 cents that I owed them. So they were going to suspend my account if I didn't do something about it immediately. So I think I saw that like on the 2nd or 3rd. And so checked into it here. Our bank was sold to another bank. So they were in the process of sending us new cards, our new routing information, our new account number. And by the time my husband had called them, they had told him what was going on. They said they'd sent him an email. He went and checked. He couldn't find the email, but anyway. So for 60 cents, it was the 5th before I went on and changed all of my information. So I went on, changed all my information, put the right account number in there. For God knows, Etsy needed my 60 cents. And so then I tried to go on my Etsy shop and it was suspended. So that's been 3 or 4 days, and I don't know if they're ever going to open it back up. I really don't care if they open it back up because I'm done with Etsy. So I will no longer be selling on Etsy. I feel like that was horrible customer service. I feel like for 60 cents, I could have gotten 2 notices before they suspended my account. So I'm going to be selling everything through here. Through my Instagram, I will put pictures up of what I'm selling, and we will just sell it versus PayPal, which I feel is going to help because I don't sell enough to worry about taxes. And I feel like this way I can offer worldwide shipping because I can give you the price of the item. I can go in and calculate what the shipping would be and leave that up to you if you want to pay for the shipping. So like say if I'm selling an item that's $25 and you say, I'm interested, I want that. And I say, okay, let me figure up your shipping. And say you're in London and I say, okay, it's going to cost me $30 to ship it to you. You can decide at that point if you want to pay $55 for it, or if you're going to say, oh, sorry, that's, I can't do that. So in one way, it's going to help because I can then, I can open up to worldwide sales. Anyway, that is what has been going on. And I didn't really get, I think all of my sales came from viewers and followers on Instagram. So I don't feel like I'm not being exposed. I was just a small fish in a huge pond on Etsy. And so this way, I feel like it's still going to work for me. So I will show things from time to time that I have for sale. I didn't bring anything over here with me today. And I probably should have. I will do that next show. I will show you everything that we still have for sale. I mean, I know if you looked, you know what, pictures in here, because I know I have 2 bags for sale. I know I have some pillows for sale. I think there's some wrist warmers for sale. So what I will do is I will put photos of the items in here, and then you can let me know if you want to purchase anything. I am not sure if I'm going to keep both accounts going on Instagram. I might just want to simplify it and then just post on my Ruby Moss Cottage when there's something for sale, or I might just keep them both and post it on both. I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but there will be no more Etsy shop. This I do know. Plus that they raised their price. They went up in their costs, and I don't know. I just feel like I'm the type of person that is fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And so I usually don't give second chances on companies. I feel like, you get one shot to impress me. You get one shot to make money off of me. And for 60 cents, I don't know. I might be cutting my nose off to spite my face. I don't know. But I feel in my heart that I'm doing the right thing that's for me. And so there you have it. So I will be showing my items for sale on here, on my Instagram pages as of now. And and we'll just see where it goes. You know, maybe I'll quit making and selling. I don't know. I've had such great response I don't think I've ever gotten a negative feedback. Everyone has been so thoroughly happy with everything they've got. And if you are new, what I do is I take items, I thrift. And so like I will go to Goodwill or I will go to yard sales and I will find like crocheted blankets or quilts. And I make items from those so that I'm repurposing, I'm reusing. And I just feel like there's so much handmade beauties out there that people don't really care about, and it broke my heart. So I came up with I feel like I'm in the weeds looking for flowers when I'm out thrifting, and so that's how I got the name I See Flowers by RMC, by Ruby Moss Cottage. So that's the backstory of it. It's all authentic, it's vintage, it's handmade, it's true to the character of the original piece as I can get. So much so that when it's a crocheted Afghan, I even will, instead of just cutting, if I can help, I will unravel and then use the thread the yarn that I unravel with and crochet it back together. It's something that I love. And it's just kind of like a wabi-sabi style. You get what you get. If there's a stain on the original, and if I've washed it and can't get it out, then that's just part of the character. That's the part of the charm of the piece. So it's all wabi-sabi. It's all perfectly imperfect. And it is made with love originally, and then repurposed and reused and made into a new object with love. So that is the backsplash of my business. And yeah, I will be doing everything via here. I may do a website at some point, but I feel like right now my sales are not, it's not something that's that big. It's just a little hobby. It's just a little something to bring in extra spending money. So that's where that is. Anyway, speaking of Etsy money, the last show I told you about my Buy Me a Coffee account. I was, I'd been toying around with Patreon and decided that I didn't know that I was ready for that much work. This and my Instagram page keeps me really busy, plus my small side business. So my friend Marta suggested I open up a Buy Me a Coffee account. I did that. It's in my show note link. There's a little arrow beneath this video. You touch that, then the show notes will drop down and you will see the link at the top of the page that says Buy Me a Coffee. That is you showing your appreciation to me by supporting me. Buy a cup of coffee. And it's just real simple. You click on the link, it takes you right through it. You just buy me a coffee. It gives you the denomination that you can send me. Thank you so much to everyone who supported me last month. I'm trying to go on there and post and keep that updated. What we're doing with that, we're going to treat that like it is our Patreon of sorts. That is where I'm going to do giveaways. That is where we will be posting recipes. Like I will be going on there and posting my husband's recipe to his spaghetti sauce. So all of those little tidbits, there'll be little extras for my supporters over there on Buy Me a Coffee. I am going to, this month of March, I'm going to do a giveaway for all. It's going to be, it's almost, look at it like it's a raffle, basically. You will donate, support Buy Me a Coffee, and then this month, I'm going to draw a winner for one of my, and I should have brought it over here with me, and I didn't. Oh, I know what. I've got one right back here. For one of my lavender pillows that I've made. So this pillow is stuffed with polyfoam, but it also has 2 big handfuls of lavender in it. So it was repurposed from an old quilt, and you can see both sides. Now you can see the quilt had lost some of the fabric in some of the, well, not that one, here, here, and here. But like I said, I wanted to keep it true to the form in which this quilt was gifted to me. Kind of a collaboration with a friend. But so it will be a pillow, one of my lavender pillows that I'm going to be giving away from the month of March. So for all of my supporters that will go on there and support me, you will have an opportunity to be in the pool that I draw from the names, and I'll have a winner. I'll be doing that throughout. You will, what I will also do is on there, you will have first access to all of my I See Flowers products. Like whenever I make something, I will post it on there first. And I will leave it on there a day or 2 before I put it on Instagram, so that you will have first shot at ordering from me. Yeah, so I've just got a whole host of ideas to put on there. There will probably be short videos, short clips. I'm really just learning how to use this app, this account, this page. So you bear with me, and thank you for your support. You just don't know what that meant to me. It made me realize that all the work that goes into this production, and believe me, I realize it's not that big of a production, but as far as professionally, I know there are more professional podcasts, YouTube channels out there. I get it. But for what I do, for the knowledge that I have of technology, this is a lot of work. And so to see the ones pop in and buy me a coffee and leave me a note, it was so rewarding, and it just felt so gratifying, and it just touched my heart. And for an introvert like me, it made opening up our life just a little bit worth it. So thank you. I hope more of you will go check that out and support me. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So yeah, I plan to keep that very active and just show you, my supporters, how much I appreciate it by, little giveaways here and there. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I tried. I hope I got everybody thanked individually. That was my goal, to just jump right on there and thank you as soon as I got the email. If anyone was left out, I deeply apologize, because I really sincerely appreciate all of the support. So that's Buy Me a Coffee. The link is down below in the show notes. Click that and you can go on and support me in any denomination that you would like. So thank you so much for that. So I don't think there's anything else as far as housekeeping that needs to be done. I don't know that I said my name is Joyce. So if you're new, I am not Ruby. That would have been my grandmother, who is ever dear and always present. And she actually acts out through me from time to time. If you would have known her, then you would see her in me every now and then. But that's all as far as all the little loose ends and the things that I wanted to get out of the way before we get into our makings. Okay, it has been a sock making fiesta here. I mean, I can't quit making socks. I just love socks. So today I am wearing, so we're doing a year of stone knits, Cal. And I am knitting the patterns by Charlotte Stone. She has an amazing collection of sock patterns and wrist warmers. I think you could probably turn about any one of her sock patterns into wrist warmers, but she has done several of them. And so I am wearing her Good Friend socks today. I will put some pictures in here. And I love them. I wear them so much. I need to wash them. But that's what I have on my feet today. So if you are knitting this with me, it's a whole year long knit along. And the hashtag is a year of stone knits. And yeah, on your Instagram photos, use that hashtag so that I can draw prizes from that. I have not drawn any prizes. I'm going to wait until later in the year till we have a nice selection to draw from. Okay, so the last show you saw that I had test knit for Marta, her Carnival and Venice socks. Well, she came out with a new one, and it's called the Tulip Socks, and I just finished them. And today, actually, her pattern is live on Ravelry, so you can buy this pattern, and I would encourage all of you to do so because it is so much fun. Oh my goodness, and just look at these Tulip Socks. Oh, they are so comfortable. And they were so easy. I just love them. I had so much fun that I want to cast on another pair like now. And you know what? I think maybe, I'm going to talk to Marta, but I think maybe March 21st, we would just kick off a cow for these. We will just do a mini, maybe a month, maybe March 21st, maybe March 21st to June 21st, just the whole springtime. You will not need that much time to knit these socks. I knit them in less than a week. They are so intuitive and so addictive that you cannot stop yourself. I'm telling you, if you are a first-time knitter, I promise you, if you're a first-time at color work, I promise you her pattern is so descriptive and so detailed that you can do this so easily. The only thing I changed about it is right here, she knit, I think maybe 1 or 2 rounds of color, and I just went ahead and knit a couple, and I don't know why I did that. I kind of liked the look, and so that's the only thing different. But yes, please go on Ravelry. It's the Tulip Socks by Martushka Makes. So you will want these, I promise you. Look at all the pretty ones. Oh my gosh, look on her Instagram feed, because the one she posted with those red shoes on, or hot pink shoes, whatever they are, I like to die when I saw that. She has some great versions that she's knit, but this is my version. Love them. They're warm, because like Charlotte's socks, the colorwork socks are just basically double layered. And they are just so warm, which is what I need up here at the Yurt. It's like today, let me see what the temperature says. Well, it says it's 63 in here. It's 49 outside. I think I put the picture in where I'm just sitting in the clouds. If I didn't, I'll put it in here. And so it feels, I turned the dehumidifier off. It feels wet and damp to me. It's obviously it's not wet or damp. Did I say wet and damp? I meant it feels damp and cold to me. So I turned the dehumidifier off so that it wouldn't be so noisy while I was recording. And I had a little heater on, and I turned it off. And so I'm sitting here at 63. That's just a little bit chilly. And we're supposed to have snow this weekend. I'm so excited. I love spring. I love all seasons. And I love spring. And I've been out in my gardens working, and you know, I see things starting to pop, and it's so exciting. My daffodils have bloomed. They might still be blooming. I don't know. It's been raining for a couple of days, so I haven't really gotten out to look much. But my hydrangeas, I only have 3 hydrangeas, but 2 of them are actually leafing out. So I'm going to have to really cover them well, because we've had some fairly decent temperatures. I don't know that it's been in the 70s, but it's been like 69. It may have been up to 72 one day. So I need to cover them really well, because this weekend we're having really cold weather. It's like 18 degrees Fahrenheit. And we get to have a wood burning stove going, which it has been over a week, and I really miss that. I don't know what I'm going to do when it's warm weather for good, and I'm going to miss that. So I've got a nice, warm, cozy weekend planned up here with my books, with knitting, with Netflix, with the wood burning stove, with Todd and I cooking, and taking walks in the snow. I hope it snows. I'm ready for another one. But if it doesn't, it's okay. It's still going to be cold. And these socks, my stone knit socks, all of my socks, I just love handmade socks. But yeah, the color work ones are really, really warm. Now, my next pair of stone knit socks, I pulled these. I had started these before. So they're in a fringe supply bag. And I had started these because I love dandelions. So I had done this one. See the dandelion? Okay. I don't like this green that I chose. It's like a teal green. I don't like that. So I'm going to take all of it back up to here, and I'm going to use this green. I think you'll be able to see the flowers more, and then you'll know that's a dandelion. So these are going to be my March socks, and I better get started because here we are, March 9th, and I'm not even started. But I mean, you know, this won't take me any time to take it back to there. And then I'll just start down through here and I'll finish it. And then I'll start number 2. I don't think I started. I did not start the second sock. And let me give you the name of this sock pattern. It is Dandelion Wishes Socks. So that's her pattern, Dandelion Wishes. And you know what I might do is I might go ahead and cast on the second one and knit it right with the right colors, and then go back and fix this after that next one's done. I think that's what I'm going to do. But I love that sock. I just love, we have so many dandelions up here. And we have this one section coming up the mountain. And if I know I take pictures of it for the last 2 years. We've been here 2 years. I always take pictures of it. It's just like this patch of dandelions. And if I can find that, I'll pop it in here. But oh, I just love seeing that every spring. So yeah, as soon as that pops up, I'll be even taking more pictures this year. But I love dandelions. I just love that you blow the seeds of kindness. To me, it's just like blowing kindness, and wherever the seeds drop, it sprouts up more kindness. I just love dandelions. So that is the next sock I'm working on. And then I am also working on, look at this cute basket. This is called the pie basket. And I bought that at what I guess would be local to me, yarn shop. It's in Franklin, which is, you know, it's about an hour away from me, but it's called Silver Threads. And so I bought this weekend. I needed to go over and buy some minis and some yarn for another sweater that I'm working on. And when I saw this, I had to have it. I have several of these baskets, but I didn't have the pie-shaped basket. And it's holding my minis. It's holding my minis for the Easy Peasy Scrappy Sock Cow. I'll have to put the hashtag in that Jen of Everything Shapes Us is hosting right now. Easy Peasy Sock Cow, Easy Peasy Scrappy Socks. I don't know. But anyway, you're supposed to make scrappy socks out of them. And so I started this one. I am doing, I loved how Marta in her socks, how she always started them out. So I incorporated that, Marta. And then the rest of mine is, it's just a Knit 3 Purl 1 rib that I'm doing all the way down. Those are so pretty. And these are the minis that I'm using. And I think these are not going to be mine. I think these are, I have a back order for socks. And so as much as I want these, I probably should go ahead and ship them off to someone who's waiting for them. But I do love them. And I like that. I think before I said, you've heard me say, I love giving things that I love. Like, I love this, so I love to give this, or I like to sell this. I like to sell what I love. I don't like, if something is, then I'm pretty much going to keep it for myself or just frog it, because I don't know, I just have to love it if I'm going to give it, or if I'm going to sell it or make it for someone. So this, and then I want to do the socks that Catherine from Bed of Roses is doing. She's doing, it's like a polka dot socks. That's also a cowl that I want to get involved in, and I don't know if I'm going to have time. But I love these. So this cowl goes on, it started March 5th. It goes on through the end of April, I think. So you definitely have time to whip up a pair, because these Scrappy Socks, they're really mindless. So you can just knit, 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 and voila. You don't have to put any thought into the process of the colors or anything like that. So that's my sock knitting. Oh, I love sock knitting. It used to be shawl knitting. I always had shawls on the go, and I have not knit a shawl in so long. But now it's socks, socks, socks. I do have a shawl in my bags that I have not worked on for a while. And after I get this project done that I'm about to show you, I'm going back to that one, I think. Anyway, remember me telling you about the Richmond Hill, and I don't have that pattern printed out. I'll have to, it's the Richmond Hill pullover with the color work sleeves. And it's the birthday sweater that my friend and I do. Okay, so this is where I am at. I'm all the way down to the ribbing. Now I get to do 4 inches of ribbing. So once I get that done, then I can start the fun part of the colorwork sleeves. But I think I'm going to like this. I think it's going to be roomy and comfy, and I love the color. So the color is, and I think that's going to block out that, because I also had a line up here like that. I don't know what it is, but it's not Twisted Stitches. I think it's where I put a cable in to try it on, and maybe just kind of shifted the switches a little bit. But anyway, the stitches a little bit. But anyway, I have blocked this up here and it came out. So I think that will come out. That is how far I am. And I've used, I am using, let me pull out the tag for you. This is what I'm using, and this is the color number 53139. There's not a name to it, but the Ultra Wool Fine by Barocco. I bought that also at the same yarn shop that I got the basket, Silver Threads. And I went over this weekend simply to get minis for my sock, my Scrappy sock, and then I wanted to put some white in with it in this color work of the sleeve, and so I got this white, and then I'm going to use this color of purple for the color work, and I'm going to use this color of green. So all of those will be in there. I want to use maybe some gold or pink. But I have a huge stash of wool that I need to go through and quit and, not buy anymore. So I know I've got that in my stash, and that is in my, if you remember, my Blueberry Fields bag by Monique, and she does have an Etsy shop, and I assume it's still up there. I assume she didn't owe Etsy 60 cents, so they have probably, they have probably kept her shop. Her shop is not suspended because she doesn't owe them 60 cents. I don't hold a grudge. I get over things. So that's that sweater. Next week or 2 weeks when I record, I will try to commit to you to have started the sleeves so you can see a little bit of color work. I'm hoping that I get to see my friend St. Louis in April. They're coming over to the Smokies, and I'm hoping that I'm here. If I am, I get to see her, and I don't know. I'll probably wear it like this, but I would like to just be able to show her something. My mom has to have knee surgery, so I don't know if I will be here when she gets here, but I hope so. Okay, I think that's all that I have knit. I'm trying to think. I haven't worked anymore on my blanket that goes on the back of the sofa, the color work, the color work, it's not color work, color blocked. I haven't worked anymore on that. Well, I don't know if I have, but I haven't attached anymore. So I think that's all that I've done. What I have been spending the bulk of my time on is the quilt that I'm making for my daughter. Remember, I told you she's getting married in May, and I wanted to make her a quilt. And so I have been busy with the topper. I'm going to put that in here of what I've gotten done. But yes, this is the quilt topper that I made for her. I have ordered the batting, the quilt batting, and I do have the back of it seamed up. I don't have it's all folded up. I'm not going to show a picture of that, but I do have it seamed. So all I need to do is get that batting in, sandwich it, and then start quilting it, and then bind it, and it will be finished. And I have so enjoyed this. Some of the fabrics, there were, I think, 2 fabrics that I used. All of the fabrics were from my stash with the exception of one and the backing. I bought both of those. But 2 of the fabrics that I used were from my daughter's stash. And if you remember way back when, if you followed me, she lived with us with her 2 daughters. When we sold the house and moved, you know, where you're sorting through things. Well, she had a fabric stash and she was done with it. You know, she was in the throes of motherhood and working, and she said, I'm just never going to do anything with this. So she tossed it, and mother came behind and went, oh, no, we're not tossing that. So I took the fabric, and so I used some of that fabric in the quilt. I think 2 logs were two of the wider logs that went around were her original fabric. So I'm hoping that she sees that and she really likes it. My one daughter, I showed her, I sent a video to her, and she went, oh my gosh, that is her. That's her style. That's perfect. And I didn't tell her, but I thought, well, it should be her style because I used 2 of the main blocks were her fabric. So that is one of the Jane Brocket quilts that I had showed you. There's no need to drag that book out again, but yes, so I have been working on that, and I am so pleased with how it turned out. I love it. I was telling my husband, I want this. I really want this. But I'm just the type, like, when I'm sewing a quilt, I'm like, okay, I'm going to start another one when I'm done with this. But then by the time I'm finished with it, I'm just like, okay, I need a little breather. I think it's the sandwiching and the quilting that just like, oh, I can't do that for a while. But I really would like to have a quilt just like that. And goodness knows I have enough fabric in my stash that I could do it. But I don't know. We'll see. I might not. But I've been working on that. So that is about all as far as the little crafty endeavors. But let's talk about my book bag. While I am still suffering through that book, and it's not here, it must be in by the bathtub, because I take it to the bathtub with me every night to read it. It's the book, the last time I talked about a book, Enchanted April or something like that. Ugh. Someone told me I should watch the movie after I read the book, and I probably should just toss the book and watch the movie because I'm struggling through this. I'm not enjoying this, but as weird as I am, I start something, I have to finish it because I keep thinking, I think I only have like 70 pages left and it's going to get good. I know it's going to get good. And so as far as a good novel, I have nothing to give you. But I did get this book, The Lost Book of Herbal Remedies. I found it. I have been reading this book. It has been coming up in my my Instagram feed forever. And I've wanted it. And finally I just bit the bullet and said, I am getting that. And I have had the most fun reading about all the different herbs and the pictures of the herbs and everything that they do for you. And oh, this is just a page turner. So that is what is in my book bags. One of the things I've read about it, I've known about it before, but when I was reading it here, I thought, okay, I am getting on this stuff because I've seen it advertised on TV And it just always pulls at my heart. And I think, okay, I want to do that. I want to do that. But turmeric, I have been taking that just for like, I just got it Saturday. Today is Wednesday. And so it's for inflammation, because let me tell you, my hands ache, my fingers ache, my body aches. And I just keep telling Todd, I am too young for this. This should not be happening. I've got to get to the bottom of it. So I thought, you know what? I've heard doctors talk about turmeric. My daughter has had some health issues. My grandbaby has had some health issues, and doctors have told them turmeric is really good for inflammation. So I started taking it, and let me tell you, even this short amount of time, I feel so much better. Now, I bought the brand by Qunol, and, you know, I'm assuming they all work good, but that is a great, great, great pill, a supplement herb. I feel so much better. So I just want to pass that on to you. And I don't know the degree of pain. I mean, I don't know what my degree of pain, like my mom has arthritis in her back. It's just like crippling arthritis. I feel so bad for her. She's in constant pain. I don't know if it would work for her because, you know, her level of pain is intense. I wouldn't say mine is intense. I would say mine was annoying. And it was slowing me down. It was causing me issues. So I don't know what that is in relevance to your level of pain. But if you want to just give it a try, what do you have to lose? It is, I use Turmeric by Qunol. And I can put the link, if I remember. I will try to put the link. Maybe they probably sell it on Amazon, but you could at least go on there and look, see what it is, and then you could go to Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, anything like any of your drugstores, at least stateside, and buy it. And I just take 2 pills a day. I take 2 after lunch every day, and they really taste great. They're like gel caps, but they have a pleasant taste. And I am feeling so much better. I mean, like in the mornings when I wake up, that's what I would wake up and lay in bed and go, oh, my hands hurt. And you know, as a maker, as a crofter, the last thing you want to do is lose the ability to knit or crochet or, you know, make with your hands. And so I am feeling so much better. So that is my public service announcement to you. Just to tell you to give turmeric a try. And this book is what led me to it. There's this tea that I'm wanting to get for hot flashes. That's on my list of stuff to get this weekend. So hopefully it will help with the hot flashes. I will say I must be about through it because they're letting up a good bit. I mean, what was several times a day is now just sporadically through the day and maybe once or twice night sweats. Nothing unbearable, but you know, I like to be warm. I like to dress warm. Like I like to have sweatshirt or sweaters, wool sweaters on. I like to have my socks on. And if I've got sweat dripping off of me, stuff starts to fly off. You know, I like warm pajamas, and in the middle of the night, I'm throwing things off, and I don't like that. I always just want to stay hunkered down. And of course, you know, you get everything off, and you're laying there, and then 20 seconds later, you're freezing, and then you're trying to cover up, and I'm telling you just a little bit too much information. I understand. All right. I think that's it. Let me check to make sure. That's all. I've told you what's in my bags. I've told you the socks that are out of my bags. I've told you about my book bag. I've told you about my shopping bag. And that's about all I've got going on. Hopefully you'll see some snow pictures on my Instagram account this weekend because I'm really, really, really hoping that we have it. What am I wearing? This is the Marled Mania Sweater by Stephen West. That's what I have on today. I had made mine with thumb holes, which I guess I'm not using them today, but that's how I had made mine. And Yeah, because it's just a little chilly. It says it's 49 outside now. I don't know. We'll see. You know what I have to do? I have to clean out my sweater cabinet. Oh, it's bad. I should probably show you guys that from start to finish. Maybe that'll be the next episode. Look for my wool cabinet. I'm gonna clean that. I'm not talking about wool yarn. That's the bottom of the wool cabinet. We won't even go there this time. My sweaters. You open it up and it's like you're afraid something's going to fall out. I'm going to do that. I'm going to show you that, and then I'm going to reorganize it. So that will be in the next episode, along with our screen door, our new screen door, the back of it. My goal is to have that finished so that I can take a video of that for you. So those will be the two new things coming up: our screen door and my woolens cabinet. And that's it. That's all I've got for you. So just remember that in everything you do, take it one stitch at a time. And thank you so much for your support.
So I'm going to be making my hot dog sauce today. A lot of you probably call it chili, but where I'm from, we call it hot dog sauce. And it's about a 6-hour process, and it's taken me about 4 years to perfect, well, maybe not perfect yet, but pretty close, my recipe for it. And so we start off with a large pot, put about 20 ounces of water in it, and we're going to use 3 pounds of ground beef. Put that in there. And then we're going to use a pound of ground Italian hot sausage. Make sure it's ground, not the links. And we're basically going to put a little bit of salt and pepper in this, and we're going to bring it to a boil to where all the meat's cooked thoroughly. And as it's cooking, we need to keep it mixed up, and I use this tool right here. And you want to just, by the time you're done, you want it to be a very fine sauce. You don't want big chunks of meat in it. You want everything broke up so the spices have an opportunity to get into every area. I'm going to add a little bit more water to it. And then I say one critical part, but almost everything is critical. But one large onion is, you have to cook it with the meat. Gives it a lot of flavor. And you want to puree the onion to where it's almost like a liquid instead of pieces. Like I said, you have to take a little bit of time to get the onion all the way cut up. And we'll take what we have already cut up and put it in there because it's too much to chop up one onion all at the same time. All of one large onion cut up. Make sure we get it all in there. Normally what I'll do is I'll put a little bit of water in there to make sure that we get all the onion in there, because you can't put too much water in it, because I guess you could, but you can cook the water off. I'm not a chef or a cook, but I've done this long enough to know that you can't put too much water in it. Alright, so that's the onion, the ground beef, and the sausage in there. And then we want to put a little bit of salt and pepper in it while it's cooking. Not a lot, just a little bit. you want to mash it up. Get the onions mixed in with the, smell the pepper in it right now. Get the sausage and the ground beef mixed in with each other. You'll keep mashing this up for the whole time it's cooking. And it really makes a difference. Like I said, I don't consider myself a cook or a chef, but what I've learned is it's the little things that mean a lot. Now we won't put our spices in until the meat's all the way cooked, which normally takes the pot this size maybe 15-20 minutes for the burger and the sausage to get brown. And since you've got sausage in it, you want to make sure that it's cooked fairly well. And then we'll turn it down to a low simmer, and then we'll add all of our spices into it. But there's a lot of spices, and I'll show you that later. Well, I'll go get the lid, put the lid on it, and we'll go from there. The pot that I cook this in is actually the pressure canner. I'll show you that part when we're done with the sauce, but to save freezer space, and also it makes it last longer, or you can store it longer, we don't freeze it. We actually can it. And here's a pint from the last time that I can, and that'll stay good for a year and a half. Since it's got the hot sausage in it, pork, I wouldn't keep it much more than a year and a half, but that's never a problem with us. We eat it pretty quick. So anyway, just thought I'd show you that. Now I'm adding the seasoning to it. There's a lot of different seasonings in this, and I like to mix it all together before I start. That way I don't know if it makes a difference or not, but it makes a difference to me, so I go ahead and do it. You just want to stir that in really, really good. And this is going to give the sauce a whole different color, a whole different smell. And this is really where all the flavor comes from. And it has some heat to it. I would call it spicy. It's not overwhelming, but it's a heat that gives a lot of flavor. And like I said, there's a lot of different spices in it. I'm not going to tell you what the spices are because it took me about 4 years to find the exact combination. But we will share it on my wife's page with Buy Me a Coffee. Those of you that buy her a coffee, we will share the spices and really just the whole recipe. Like I said, this is about 4 years of a lot of trial and error. And throughout the years, all the sauces I made were good, and we ate all of them, but it was never quite what I was looking for. And over the last 6 months, I finally found the right combinations of spices and the right amount of it. I was always using pretty much the same spices, but never the right amount to my satisfaction. So now we let this simmer on low heat for about 5.5 to 6 hours, and then we'll actually pour it into pint jars, and I will can it and put it on the shelf. And then we'll probably have some hot dogs later today.